Today we are going to learn about one-point perspective, and we're going to draw a couple boxes on this piece of paper as though they're floating in space. So the first thing we want to do is establish our horizon line, and the horizon is where the Earth and the sky meet, and along that line is also going to be our eye level for this. So imagine that you're looking straight, and this is where the ocean meets the sky, or the land meets the sky, dividing it in half. So let's divide the paper in half. And this is 9, so I'm going to make a little mark at 4.5, and another mark at 4.5. Connect these lines. I don't want to use that much pressure with my pencil, but I want to divide the paper in half. Okay, so I'm going to make a little mark in the center. This is called our vanishing point. So horizon, and then this is our vanishing point. Okay, so we're going to make these boxes appear to be floating in space above and beyond. So we'll be able to see the underside of the boxes and the top of the boxes. So it's kind of tricky to get your boxes to be parallel on all four sides. So a good trick you can use is use your ruler. So there is a dotted line here along the edge of our paper. So if you want to make a little mark so you can see it, it's kind of difficult to see in our sketchbooks here. So if we have any of our boxes that are parallel with this, then they will be parallel with each other. So I'm going to make a line here, and I can even line this up on the bottom and make another line here. And I'm going to make this box so it is 2.5 inches wide and 2.5 inches. And again, I'm going to try to eyeball it here to make it parallel with this line. And parallel, of course, means that these lines will never intersect, like train tracks running through space. And I'm going to connect this line here. Okay, so now that we have our box established, it's basically just a square right now. So this is a shape. So we're going to give this shape form and dimension. And the way we do that is we take the corner of the box and pivot our ruler so it meets that vanishing point. And now I'm going to connect those two lines. And I'm going to do that with all 4 corners. And I'm going to come to the bottom here, connect these guys. I'm not drawing too dark because I don't know what I'm going to do yet, so it will make it much more difficult to erase it. Okay. So this shows our box being extremely long. So let's shorten our box a little bit. So I'm going to stop my box approximately here. So this is the front of the box, this is the side of the box. And to create the top of the box, you're just taking this dot here, and you are going to draw a parallel line. So I'm placing the ruler above so I can make sure that it is parallel with this line here. And now we have our box floating in space. Okay, so I can erase my guidelines. And right now, our box appears to be floating. And you can even shade in one side. You can shade in the top as well. And if you make the top slightly darker than the side, they will look like 2 different planes. Okay, so there is our one box in space. So this is below the horizon line. So let's make one above the horizon line. I'm going to use the same technique, kind of use this so I am parallel with the top of my page. And let's make this one a little bit wider here. Do the same thing. I'm kind of using this as a guide to make it parallel. I'm going to make a wide, let's see, we'll make this one about 4 inches long. And 4 inches here. connect those two dots. I'm going to do the same thing with all four sides of my box. Let's make this one a little bit deeper, so I can use this as my guide to make sure this is parallel here. And I'm going to make this parallel here. Again, I'm going to erase my guideline, and I can shade this in, and the bottom. You can choose to make it darker or lighter. So you've got 3 different values. So if the light were coming from this direction, you can decide that this is going to be lighter and that this is going to be darker here. You can even crosshatch to create a darker value if you like. And shade that. So we have a rectangle that is more horizontal, so let's do one that is more vertical. So I'm looking at the edge of the paper, trying to get that so it is parallel. And we'll do kind of a skinny guy here. And we'll find a bottom edge. And we'll move him down a little bit. Give him a bottom edge this way. And you can make any type of rectangle or square that you like. You choose. I'm lining up the corners of the box and pivoting my ruler so it always meets that vanishing point. So it kind of looks like a spider web where everything is coming to the same point. And I'm again going to decide how big I want my box. This looks like a good side here. And I'm going to meet that over on this side, making sure this line is parallel with the bottom of the box. And again, shade in the bottoms. I'm just trying to stay consistent here, so the bottoms are dark, the top of this. And the sides. And then again, I'm going to erase my little VP. So I have floating boxes in space. Okay. So let's do our last box here. And again, trying to make sure this is parallel with the side. Make him a little bit, yeah, we'll leave him big. Parallel with the bottom. Again, kind of being light with my touch so I can decide what I want to keep and what I want to erase. So I'm going to now pivot my ruler from the center over to meet that dot. Draw my line. Center. Move my ruler. Center. Pivot. Okay. We'll make him, that looks like a good width for him. And again, making sure my ruler is parallel with my horizon line. Erase my guidelines. Shade the side so it is a middle gray. Top so it is a dark gray. So this is going to help you with our next lesson. So we want to make sure that we understand this before we move to the next step. The end.